everyone and welcome to a Q&A video. This is long overdue. As you can probably hear, I have been sick. I'm sorry that I missed a couple of Fridays there. I feel like I need to catch you up on what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. So I am at my cabin and it's very cold here. This is normally where I would have been all summer and fall. But because my mom decided to get her cancer treatment closer to the house in the desert, that's where I've been. We came up here around the end of the month and then I quickly went to visit my grandparents in Idaho. I basically helped my grandmother get all of her like Christmas presents together to give to other people. While I was at my grandparents', I actually injured my back. It was a combination of a few different things. I was lifting these 40-pound bags of fireplace pellets and carrying them downstairs to their basement, and I did that a bunch of times, and I threw out my back. And I mean, like, could hardly walk, could not bend over at all. Now when my mom was about my age, she actually had a major back injury and had to have back surgery. So she kind of knew what to do. She didn't really think it was the best idea to go to the hospital and do like a bunch of x-rays. It was better to just rest it, completely stay off of it. It made doing videos so difficult. It was literally all I could do to just finish the Advent series that I started, and then I did a couple other Christmas maps and then edit all of those. Like, that was all the sitting that I could do. It was incredibly painful, but I got through all of that, and then I came up here to the cabin. It seems like there's some rather large animals around here. I think there's probably moose tracks that I'm looking at right now. I got snowed in one morning, like actually legitimately snowed in, and I needed to leave and go upload a video, and it took till about like 3 p.m. to get dug out of all the snow, and I had the back injury so I couldn't do anything, and then of course I got this lovely cold. So it's definitely been a Christmas for the books. But I think I said in an earlier video, my only goal was to have a Christmas tree, and I got my Christmas tree. I literally decorated this thing at like midnight on Christmas Eve, and I've had it up. I haven't wanted to take it down, obviously, because I didn't get it up for so long, but I did it. Anyway, I hope you guys had an amazing holiday, and I'm going to answer some of your questions from YouTube and Twitter. Okay, it's Tristan TX. Will you go to PAX South 2018? Yes, I don't think I've announced it here. I am going back to PAX South. It's really kind of a tradition at this point because I've been every single year that there's been a PAX South. I think this is going to be the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. So I kind of just feel like it's tradition at this point, and I just like to go with my dad and my stepmom and just kind of like have a nice trip together after the holidays. So yeah, I'll be there, and I'm doing a signing on Saturday and Sunday, so you can buy just an individual Saturday pass or an individual Sunday pass. I'm not doing any panels or anything like that. I don't know if necessarily like there's a ton of Minecraft stuff there at this point. So again, my signing is Saturday from I think 12 to 1:30 and Sunday from 12 to 1:30. And I'm pretty sure you just have to get in line like an hour or so before. I don't think they'll have to turn away anyone at this point because I don't think I've really announced that I'm going. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. Datboy10121 says, is Paulie okay? It's been a while. That's interesting because Paulie was just here for like 10 days, and then she just left last night to go back. She's technically my dad's dog. So I got Paige, and then I got Paulie. I gave Paulie to my dad because he was lonely and he wanted a dog. And then I got Molly. And then he wouldn't give me Paulie back. But I guess I don't really think about like when I've shown Paulie in the videos last. So she was just with me for 10 days and then she left. But I'm getting her again on Saturday. She's gonna come down to the desert with us and hang out. It's interesting because there's definitely a different dynamic with Milquetoast when Paulie's here. But Milquetoast likes Paulie the most because Paulie is the nicest to Milquetoast, because Paige definitely always gives off a vibe of like, I wish I could kill you, but I'd get in a lot of trouble. And then Molly is just like that typical younger sister who will just do whatever Paige does. So if Paige is barking at Milquetoast, Molly's like, yeah, let's bark at Milquetoast. But Paulie's really docile and gentle. And so I don't know what it is, but like whenever all 3 of the dogs are here, Milktoast just kind of goes off and just sleeps on his own. So I don't know now, like literally Paulie left last night and Milktoast was up like upstairs all throughout the night, like slept on me. But when all 3 dogs are there, I guess it's just like too much. But yeah, she's good. Z Van Koski, what has been your favorite memory of 2017? That is a tricky one. I've said it a couple times, 2017 was not my year. And I feel weird saying that because nothing actually like horrible happened. Like no one died in my life. Everyone's okay. Like my mom beat cancer. So like it's been a good year, but this has definitely been a challenging year for me personally. The first is I got sick a lot this year, and I don't usually get sick that often, but at the beginning of this year in January, I got a nasty flu. Worst flu I've ever had in my life. I remember just the worst night of it being like bundled in a million layers next to a heater with like a scarf on and like triple socks on, drinking hot tea with a hot water bottle, and it was like 80 degrees in my apartment, and I was shivering, just shaking still, and my temperature was like 103.6, and I felt so cold, and I like literally just passed out. It was terrible. So I had that flu, and then I've had 2 colds. One, the one that I'm just now getting over, and the other one I think was like in February or March, where it was like a knock you out kind of a cold, like 10 days, cough so bad that it hurts, like can't go to work. Usually if I get a cold, I can just power through it. Anyway, these were colds that were really bad. Molly just came to say hi to me, which is appropriate because Molly was actually one of the bad things that happened to me this year as well. Weren't you, Molly? You didn't mean it, did you? No, you didn't. I'm probably covered in Molly hair now. Molly, when was that? I don't remember when that was even. It was in the beginning of the year. Molly has these night terrors, and she bit my eye. I've got Molly hair in my mouth. She bit my eye. It's healed really, really well, but I had to go to the emergency room. The vlog is on this channel if you want to search for it. Now Molly sleeps in this little cute carrier. She doesn't mind it. Like right before we go to bed, I'll put her in there when she's already like falling asleep, and then I let her out in the morning, and that's just one of Molly's adorable quirks. What else happened that was bad? I mean, my mom got breast cancer, and that was scary, but she, you know, fought through it. Oh, my office flooded. I had to basically move out of it for a while. It was really hard to do videos. I'm forgetting something, and I wrote down a list here of all of the bad things that happened. Oh, my tongue! My tongue on Halloween, I went to the dentist because I had like a shooting pain in my tooth, and when he numbed me up, he hit apparently a nerve that deadened half of my tongue. For like a month, it literally felt like I had just gone to the dentist. It was tingly. Now it just feels like, if I think about it, like this half of it definitely still feels numb, but I'm used to it now, so it's not that big of a deal. Apparently this can last for like 10 years until it fully goes away. So that wasn't fun. And then of course throwing up my back and getting sick at the end of the year. I feel like that's it. I think that that's enough. And then I have to say, just like, I don't usually go political on this channel because I'm not a politician and this channel is about me, but it just has felt like a very uneasy year. I'm someone who, you know, grew up, my dad was in the army, he worked at the Pentagon. I've spent a lot of time on military bases, just like on vacation. I have like a deep respect for like the armed forces, and like I grew up in Washington, DC. I've been to several presidential inaugurations. I think I've been to Bush Sr., Clinton, and Obama's first inauguration. And I went to journalism school. And so just like watching everything that's happened in the news the last year has just felt really like a roller coaster, and all the drama on Twitter, and I just want everyone to be respectful of the position that they hold, whether that's as a journalist or as the President of the United States. I feel like we're lacking in professionalism these days, and that's upsetting. Like, I feel upset by turbulent turbulent is the best word to describe this year. It's been a turbulent year. Hasn't been necessarily a bad year. A lot of good things have happened, but it's been turbulent. On a really sad note as well this year, something I haven't talked about either because it's really not my place to talk about it, but my aunt, who I've never named, so it's not like I'm outing her personal information, but my aunt, one of my aunts was diagnosed with ALS, and that's just been devastating for my family. So I know that I can say that I've had a really bad year, but I'm okay, and I'm optimistic that I can like make 2018 a good year. I feel like the question was about my favorite memory and I just rattled off like everything that was terrible, so. Oh, this was a good question I saw on the last video, which was how many animals have you tried to rescue but it hasn't worked out? And like so many. When you just call up like a breeder and you're gonna pay a lot of money, then like you get the dog that you want and you get to go pick out the dog. But when you rescue an animal from like a shelter, it's definitely a game of chance. It's tricky. Like there's been a lot of times where I've like thought I was gonna adopt a dog and then you call and that dog's no longer there. Or there was one time I was gonna adopt a dog for my mom. This is probably like 4 years ago. And I actually went to the shelter, met the dog. Yeah, this is a sweet dog. I don't want this dog to get euthanized. But it was the opposite. And like 7 people showed up and they all wanted the dog. It wasn't like a first come, first serve. They actually held a lottery and like drew a name out of a hat and I didn't get the dog. Which was fine because I feel like everything always works out the way it's supposed to. But it's definitely difficult because everyone has different rules. I still want to do those videos where I explain how I got my 3 dogs. Milktoast I just found, but Paige was from a sanctuary, Paulie was from an actual county kill shelter, and Molly was from a foster home. So I'll still do those videos sometime this year. Just a Bad Kid asks, any chance of a holiday mug? I did not do an annual mug this year, although I do have one designed. So I think maybe if I get around to it, I'll just make a small amount of them, like 100 or 150 of them, of the mugs that actually have the 2017 on them. Cause I mean, oh, Ragnar, he's on the mug. And yeah, that was another thing that happened. I tried to adopt a cat and he actually died when I was like supposed to go pick him up. So it was a terrible year, but yes, I might do that still, but I'm looking at it right now. I actually have a, I'll do like a close-up of it here. I actually have just a logo mug that I've been working on that is now available on shopstacyvlogs.com. I also have my Christmas ornaments still, and I've put them on sale. So now there are 3 for $8. So I'll leave the links to those in the description below. But yes, I might do a holiday mug still. A very small printing of my cursed year. Lily the Fangirls asks, how was your Christmas? Other than my back and being sick, my Christmas was nice. I guess I will run down sort of like what I got for Christmas. I think those videos always do well. Maybe I'll even make it my thumbnail. So first things first, from Nathan, my friend Nathan, I got this adorable mug. This is from Williams-Sonoma, and it looks like Paulie, I think. So I got that mug, don't break it, Stace. He also was very thoughtful, gave me this gingerbread spice mix that I have not had time to make yet. Kind of don't want to because the packaging is so pretty. From my mother, I got these salt and pepper shakers. These are from, I don't know how to say it. I say Le Creuset, but it's probably like Le Creuset or something. These are actually really expensive. These look stupid, but when you're an adult, these are the kind of things that you get really excited about. Also from my mom, I got this moose. It's not a puppet, it's a golf club cover. That was kind of a theme of some of my gifts, was golfing. I had a moose encounter this year that's also on this channel, so this was very appropriate. So he will keep my driver nice and protected, the driver that I need. I need new clubs. Lastly from my mother was this National Parks of the West guide. It's definitely a goal of mine to do more traveling to the national parks in the West here. I mean, I grew up going to like Yellowstone, and I've been to Zion and Bryce Canyon, and I think I've been to Grand Teton. I've been to Jackson, but I don't know if I've officially been to Grand Teton. But I love the American West. I don't think there's anything like it in the entire world. That's why I live here. I feel like right now I'm just at this busy point in doing my gaming channel, and like Paige is getting old and like I don't think she really wants to like go camping anymore like we used to. So I feel like that's the stage of my life that I'm in right now, but in a couple of years maybe I'll do like a lot more traveling. So that was from Nathan and my mother. Oh, I also got a wonderful gift from Cupquake and Mario. I'll insert a little footage of it right now. Christmas Eve and I am in my office, but I have a present from Cupquake and Mario. Oh, look at that! Tea, I have a candle. I've got, oh, these are the cutest little matches. A tea infuser, and I'm sorry, is this like an actual, this is like an actual crystal geode. Thank you, Cupquake and Mario, I love you guys. I feel like when you're older, not as many people give you presents, or maybe it's just that I don't have a lot of friends. That's terrible, that's so sad. For me, over the years, it's definitely gotten like less exciting to get presents. It's more exciting just to like either give presents or just spend time with people and just watch movies and cook meals and that kind of thing. And I feel really bad because I didn't really get Tiff and Mario anything, so if they're watching this, I'm sorry. I promise I will send you something, and it really made my day that you guys sent me that. From my grandmother and my grandfather, I got this recipe box. This is, I believe, from, what's their name? Like Rifle and Company, Rifle Paper Co. Oh, it's on the Rifle Paper Co. I've got some just printed out recipes from my grandmother, but it has these cute little recipe cards in it. A lot of my family's recipes I have to adapt because they have gluten and I have celiac disease, but it's still been nice to kind of like find like some of my grandmother's recipes. It's kind of cool to have them, even if I can't necessarily make them exactly the way that they are without poisoning myself. It's still really nice to have. Like I now have my aunt's huckleberry pie recipe, and like I went huckleberry picking with her as a kid in Idaho, so like that's special to me. So I really like this gift. And then from my dad and my stepmom, I got 3 gifts. They got me some golf balls, which is kind of ironic because I think that they bought these things for me before I threw out my back. So I won't be golfing anytime soon, but I like these golf balls. I like the colors. They're very bright, easy to see. Have I ever mentioned that I golf? I don't know if I don't golf a lot, but I used to golf quite a bit, and I really like it, and I want to do more of it. So they got me the golf balls. They also got me this computer stand, which I don't know where they got it, but it's kind of hilarious. So it's meant to be like when you're in bed, you can like have your computer. It's just sad that they're like, what does Stacy do all the time? I know, uses her laptop in bed. It's true. My 100% favorite thing about this present was the box. It's called a multifunctional laptop table, and it says the use of occasions, which I guess means the occasions in which you would use it. Bed, sofa, table, carpet, meadow. And I thought, oh, maybe that's just a mistake. Like they couldn't honestly have actually meant use it in a meadow. But on the side here, there's pictures. Meadow. And like, that's just so funny to me that they didn't even pick like outside, like outdoors. It's like in a meadow, not a forest, not a park. You must find a meadow to use this table. Okay, my last 2 presents are kind of big, so I'm just gonna show like a cutaway of them. I got this really cool golf bag from my dad and my stepmom. I really like it. It's blue and white, obviously. It's definitely an upgrade from my current one. This stand pops out really, really cool. You just have to place it down and push. And then the present I got myself, which is a typewriter. It's an Olivetti Valentine typewriter. I put this on Twitter and a lot of you guys didn't know what a typewriter was, which made me a little sad. I don't know why, I've just always loved typewriters. My grandmother was a secretary in the 50s, and she was a really good typist and knew shorthand, and I would always go to her house, and she had this electric typewriter that I always thought was really fun to play on. And then when I was in college, I got a typewriter, and I would just kind of like have it in my dorm and like just sort of like write little poems on it. And then I just haven't, all my work is always on like a really good computer. But I was like, you know what, I'm like writing books now, so maybe I'll go back to a typewriter. I don't know, and it was just beautiful. I found it on Etsy in fantastic condition. So that was my Christmas present to myself. As for Paige and Molly and Milk Toast, I always am like, I'm gonna put up little animal stockings and like have a big Christmas for them, and I never do anything. But I did get them some things just to kind of like, indulge a little bit. So I got them this dog bed, which is kind of hilarious because I had absolutely no idea how huge it was. Apparently I was going from the interior measurements and I didn't know what the exterior measurements were, but it's massive. It's from this company that I love called George SF, which stands for San Francisco. I thought I would need to return this bed, but they actually, like, all the animals love stretching out in it, so it's staying. And then I got them some toys from Huggle Hounds. That's kind of the brand of plushie toy that I have found doesn't get destroyed. So I got the flamingo, which looks a little crazy. I got this beaver, which I don't have anymore because I sent it home with Paulie. And then I got the walrus, which is probably my favorite and Molly's favorite because I think it has like the little fuzz. So she likes to play with that. And then as far as Milquetoast goes, I got him these little wool balls off of Etsy that he seems to like. He's not huge into toys. He likes those little crinkle balls, but he actually starts to shred them and eat them. So I got him these instead, and he's played with them a couple times. Paulie actually loves them. Anyway, that is what we got for Christmas. Leave comments below if you have questions for me. I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much. You guys have made my 2017, even though it was a turbulent year, you guys have made it all worth it. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Until then, Paige and Molly love you. Go rescue a dog.